Hi, I'm Greg and I'm the bass guitarist for a surf rock band here in Santa Barbara named Cuttlefish. I've always been a bass guitarist, but over the past few months, I decided it was time to try to elevate my guitar skills. So I started off with no guitar and no amp. Now, traditional surf rock music from the 60s has a very specific tone that's created by a spring reverb tank. It's essentially a box with a few long springs in it, and when the signal passes through those springs, there are oscillations and delays that create a really specific, wonderful, surfy kind of sound. Often people refer to that sound as a drip. And if I think of bands that traditionally embodied that sound, I think of the Chantays, the song Pipeline. Many of the instrumental songs by the Astronauts have that drip. So after calling in some favors from friends, this is what I started with. That is a Strat there, it's a Squire, and it's seen its better days, but Paul has it set up really well. It's really a wonderful guitar to play. And I've got this older solid state Princeton 65 amp. So let's give Pipeline a try and hear how this rig sounds. Alright, well, I like the guitar. I think I would do better with thicker strings. Pickups are kind of tinny. Not really getting that drip reverb sound out of the amp. The first really big upgrade here was buying a 64 Showman amp and speaker cab, and wow, I'm really happy with that purchase. So experimenting with this thing, I can tell that it likes to be loud. That's when I'm getting the best tones out of it. And sadly, I can't do that during work days. Let's give Pipeline a try. Well, it's a lot closer to what I want. I mean, this is an incredible amp. It's Dick Dale's amp. If it's good enough for Dick Dale, it's good enough for me. Despite otherwise being an incredible sounding amp, it doesn't have that reverb drip yet. And you can only really get that, it would appear, from a spring reverb tank. My tremolos also still suck. I mean, 3/4 of that is me. But these strings are really thin. Alright, the next big step forward is this Surfy Bear reverb tank from Surfy Industries. Let's turn it on here and hear how it sounds. Wow! That blows me away already. I feel like we're 80% of the way there now. Got the drip, the reverb sounds great with this amp. It's really a pleasure playing this guitar. My tremolos still really suck. So the last piece of the puzzle, at least for a while, is this brand new Fender Squire Jazzmaster. I got some great advice on upgrading this guitar from my friend John Paul down in LA. So I got new pickups, got a mastery bridge, Avia Rye tailpiece, got some thick, flat wound strings on it. Can't wait to give it a try with this new rig. Wow, that is a big difference from the Strat. In terms of tone, wow, I can almost do a tremolo now. These are some really thick strings here, and it's making a huge difference. Let's try a pipeline again. I'm going to say that this is more guitar and more amp and spring reverb tank than I'll ever need. And I've got a big road in front of me, but most of that is not gear acquisition. At this point, it's learning. I feel really fortunate for the advice I have been given to get to this point, and I'm going to put the hours in. Look for more videos, folks.